friends, welcome or welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking into what they wish you knew, and I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, and pile number two is a Tarot of Mystical Moments. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today, but I do hope that at least one of the pile's messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading, so just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. I'm going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Pile 1, for those of you who chose Tarot of the Cosmic Seed, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty, pile 1, what they wish you knew. Let's take a look, shall we? What does pile 1's person wish pile 1 knew? What does pile 1's person wish? Some clarifiers, please. Alrighty, pile 1, let's take a look, alright? We have Messenger of Cups, Strength. 5 of Swords, clarified by 3 of Cups. Action of Cups. Nurturer of Cups. Nice. And then Liberation. Okay. Before we get into the reading, let me just also get your oracle cards. So we have the third eye chakra, unity. We have poised. We have just see, if I'm not wrong. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Or Jackie, that could also be. Copper. And we also have doubt. Okay. Alrighty. Definitely a lot of cup energy coming through. Your person's definitely in their emotions at this point in time. I don't think that they want to tell you that they're kind of flooded with emotions at this point. There's a lot of acknowledgement of their emotions. I think that previously this person may not have wanted to acknowledge their feelings, or they were worried a lot about getting hurt, and because of that, they just didn't want to accept. But at this point, with the Action of Cups coming out, there's a very, very beautiful balance coming through with your person, where the fear still exists. It's not that it's gone completely, but there's also courage that's slowly building within your person, that's balancing them from within to take action. They're feeling, with liberation coming up, they're feeling free from the fears that were once holding them back with respect to this connection. Your person might have doubted the long-term viability of this connection, or your person might have even doubted their own emotions about this connection. I think that there was a lot of fluctuations when they started out with this connection with respect to their emotions. I think one moment they wanted to be with you, the other they didn't, or they felt that they would get hurt, so they ran away, and then they would come back again because they felt this pull towards you. They wanted to give this a try, and then I feel that push and pull energy coming through very, very strongly. But the reason for that Pile one is because your person was not balanced with respect to their fears within them. I think that most of the times, especially in the past, with respect to this person, and I see multiple cycles as well with the moon coming out, multiple cycles where your person, there's a lot of push and pull, and those times where they pulled back, it was their fear taking over. And sometimes their courage would take over, but again, that would be an imbalance, you know? So I think that when this person would come in, it would be very, very hot energy, like very, very fast moving energy, and then they would suddenly pull back. Again, that's because of the imbalance within them, all right? Even if it was courage in that moment of time, I think that there was a lot of insecurity built at the back of that courage as well, which is why it was never balanced within them. Today, it's a little bit different. Today, there is an acknowledgement of the fear. That's the most important thing that's coming through with your person. There is acknowledgement of the fear. They're no longer trying to suppress it, deny it, and maybe overcorrect themselves in order to suppress that fear. All of that seems to be things that they're working through or that they are slowly understanding. There is pause energy coming through in your reading that is also very clear, but the reason for that is the balance is shifting. All right, and it's starting to balance within your person. They're slowly starting to understand that they can't be too much on either side. They can't be too much into fear, but even when it comes to like strength or courage, even acting in a courageous way, and I feel like putting it in quotes because there was always like a bottom line insecurity behind that. Yet even that was not serving them. However, if they were to come to a place where they acknowledge, yes, all right, there are fears. I do have fears. It is natural for me to have fears. At the same time, it doesn't mean I shouldn't take steps towards my person. It doesn't mean I can't take the time to be still, to understand how I can go about this connection and then take inspired action towards this connection. So it's kind of like that balancing is going on, which is really, really beautiful because first off, deep in their emotions, your person does want to come towards you, all right? They want to rush towards you, but at the same time, I think that this cycle has repeated so many times that your person feels either you're not going to trust them or your person feels like if it were me, like if roles were reversed, I would not have trusted them coming back, so why would they? That's also the kind of energy that's coming through, and it's also possible that your person might have kind of been in other connections in this time apart. They're wondering how you are going to receive them, whether there is space in your heart for them, space in your life for them, and that is completely on to you. Palwan, you have absolute free will. But where your person is at is that balance. And I think that the energy is very, very strong at this point in time. So it's not about eradicating the fear. That's something that your person's understanding. It's about balancing that fear. It's about acknowledging that fear that, yes, I can be afraid, but I can also work this out with my person. I don't really have to suppress it or deny it or act, impulsively because of that fear or out of that fear. So a little bit of especially with liberation coming out, I feel that energy, and I feel that even this understanding, even with poised coming out, a lot of energy of your person freeing themselves from the shackle of fears. And even here, I'm just so amazed by the spread because everything is aligning so beautifully to what your person's energy is. Even with copper coming out, it's about allowing your emotions to flow freely in a balanced and healthy way. And I think that's also what's coming through with your person. The more they feel that balance within themselves, the more they're able to free themselves from their own limiting beliefs. So what they wish you knew is that the balance is happening within them, all right? There is slow and steady merging of these polarities within them, and they're not in either extreme. It's not going to be hot and then cold. No, it's going to be a very, very balanced energy coming through from their person. I know I'm saying balance so much, but it's coming through so much for me, all right? And your person, there's, it's nice that we start with the crescent and then we end with the full moon over here. I feel that it's very telling that both of you might be ending a phase of this hot and cold energy, this pull and push energy, and it's coming from your person. That's the thing. It's coming from their understanding of their emotions and how they want to show up as well. So right now, a lot of still energy is coming from your person, but that's because there needs to be a shift, and that needs to come through stillness. You can't you can't kind of come to that balance when you are in action or when you're constantly taking action. It's only when the waters are still that, you know, you feel that calmness, you feel that your mind clearing up, and then you feel, okay, well, my thoughts are clearing up. Now I see, you know, now I see what happened and how, you know, I should change my energy towards this connection. So whatever the energy is between the two of you, I mean, there's definitely pause energy. I can feel it, but to me, this is necessary. It is absolutely necessary for your person to be in this energy so that they can free themselves from this shackle that this fear had over them and to slowly come towards you. The key is slowly, because I am feeling that this person will be coming forward towards you, but it's going to take a bit of time. Like they will probably take baby steps towards you. It's not going to come rushing in. But that's, again, you know, them learning how to balance those energies between them. So that's actually, it's quite natural that they will take baby steps. All right. Let me get you one message or one advice that wants to come through. One advice or one message for. If you're tempted to reach out to this person, now's not a good time, all right? Allow your person, see, because you remember how I told you about the still water? It's only when the water is still that you can, you know, you see clearly, especially if it's clear water. If there are ripples over there, it's very, very difficult to see. So if you interact with their energy or you step in, what you are doing without your knowledge, you know, you might not intend that to happen, but you're causing that ripple because your energy is merging with their energy. First, your person needs to see their own energy cleared first, right? Before they can decide how they wish to merge that energy with another person or someone else's energy. So right now that clarity is going on and you might feel impulsively, you know, to reach out to your person. Try to withhold just because your person needs to come out of this shackle on their own. You know, it's, as much as you want to try to tell them, it has to come from within them. That clarity has to come through from within them, and only then will they be clear about how they can approach you. For the time being, all right, there might be other aspects of your life that you need to balance. I'm getting that with the Two of Coins. I think that given the imbalance in this connection, it's possible that you might have neglected other aspects of your life. Take some time to focus on those at this point, all right? And I also feel, I mean, it's interesting because we're getting balance for your person, but we're also getting balance for you. So it's possible that you might be mirroring your person. There might be some aspects within you or within your life that you may have had an imbalance that might be indirectly connected to this connection as well. Balance that, all right? And there's going to be happiness. There's going to be that opportunity for joy between the two of you. So try to ask yourself, you know, has there been some aspect of my life or within myself as well, you know, that has been a deep imbalance within me that might be indirectly or directly influencing the connection or the energy of the connection. You know, perhaps maybe you've also been operating from fear, especially maybe when your person pulled back, maybe you were pushing, you know, that was also an imbalance created within you as well. So maybe there is a little bit of balance, or maybe you've been focusing too much on this connection and maybe another aspect of your life is kind of suffering, or that might indirectly affect the energy that you show up in with respect to this connection. So take some time. There's a little bit of advice coming through, all right, and a little bit of kind of heads up that you too are meant to balance something in the stillness between the two of you, all right? Pile one. This is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips that I send, and watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. Pile one, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Hi Pile 2, for those of you who chose Tarot of Mystical Moments, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energies, so close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alrighty, pile 2. What they wish you knew. What does pile 2's person wish pile 2 knew? What does pile 2's person wish? With the King of Wands in feminine energy, clarified by the Ten of Swords, we have the Star, clarified by Temperance. We have the Sun, clarified by the Four of Pentacles, and we have Judgment. Big energies coming through, very, very big energies. I also have your Oracle cards. We have Throat Chakra with communication. Okay, we have Soulmates, beautiful. We have Rhiannon. Okay, and then we have Citrine, and we have Manipulation. Okay. Hold on, pile 2. A lot of healing going on with your person right now. I don't think that both of you are in contact at this point in time. There seems to be a lot of pause energy coming through. So it not necessarily means a breakdown of the connection. It could just be that your person might be going within. They might just be kind of taking some time to work through. Your person's definitely going through something in their life. I don't think it is with respect to this connection. I think that your person is very, very tired of showing up in a particular way for the people in their life. I think that there might be some people in their life who are very, very controlling, who want your person to show up in a specific way. And I feel very, very caged at this point in time. And I think that your person has been feeling that way about some aspect of their life. It could either be a situation or it's a group of people. That's coming through very, very strongly. I think that your person feels like they don't have the freedom to make their own decisions, that they're being very, very restricted from choosing a path for them. And I think that you've been by your person's side. I can see that you have been, like, your energy has been very, very instrumental to helping your person, just feel better or at least breathe, but the truth is that your person's actually quite deep into this energy of feeling very restricted in this aspect of their life. I am getting that it is a person or a group of people, and it's feeling very difficult. The energy, even as I'm trying to tap into it, it's kind of like somebody wants to speak, especially with throat chakra coming out. It's like I want to speak, but I'm not able to speak. But everything's running in my head right now. And I feel that is very indicative of your person's energy. Like, they want to speak up for themselves. They want to let these people know, or they want to talk about what they're going through, but they're not able to at this point in time. They are going to get there, though, with Judgment coming out. Your person's definitely stepping into very, very fierce energies, and they will be able to speak their mind and take a stand for themselves. But right now, they're going through that process of slowly letting go a version of themselves that was controlled by either the situation or that group of people. So there's a lot of letting go that's happening. As they're letting go of an old version of themselves, they're also understanding that they have to embrace a new version of themselves. And that's been a little bit, difficult for your person, because I think that your person's self-esteem, self-worth might have been attached to the old version of themselves, where yes, they were being controlled by the situation or by a group of people, but they also made them feel good when they were allowing them to control your person, right? So that might be a little bit of their self-esteem, their self-worth kind of warped into that. Your person slowly letting go and starting to feel the independence, like their freedom of making your own decisions for yourself, regardless of what a situation demands or what some people are demanding from you. So it's still a little bit passive, it's still a little bit within them, but it's growing and it's strong. You know, that's the energy that's coming through. And even with the sun coming out, it's not a coincidence that the face is still half. So it's still a process. It's still that your person is going through. But it's understandable why you asked for this reading, like what they wish you knew, because I think that your person's not able to talk to you about this. It's all very within them. I think that there might also be a little bit of shame coming through about allowing this situation or a group of people to control them for so long. So for some of you, maybe this is something to do with their childhood, or just a very big phase of their life where they were controlled, or they were not able to make decisions that were independent of the situation or people. And just I think that might be a little bit shameful for your person to talk about, but what they wish you knew, they're working through it. They're healing, and your presence has been so instrumental for them to work through their thoughts. It's not like you said anything or anything. You might not even have commented about the situation, and you might have just been there for your person. You might have even just said, you are enough, or you deserve to set yourself free. You might even just have said that, or you might have said, you are powerful, you get to live by what you want. And even just saying those things has been so meaningful for your person. And it could even be by your actions. You might even have shown to your person that they deserve independence, they deserve to be free from this situation, from these people who might have been kind of exploiting your person. I am seeing it's quite dark energies coming through with respect to the situation or the group of people. So it looks like there is a lot that your person is letting go at this point in time. It doesn't seem related to your connection at all, though, but your energy has been instrumental for your person taking a stand for themselves. I think that you give your person power, like you give your person strength. This connection has just made them feel so empowered to take a stand for themselves, to communicate, not yet there though, not yet verbal communication, but I think that your person might be even practicing within themselves, like how do they say it, what do they say, how do they take a stand for themselves. So I feel that practicing energy going through at this point in time, but they're going to get there with Judgment coming out. I mean, they're going to get there, kind of make it more outward energy rather than a little bit inward, but that is the process. That is what your person is going through at this point in time. I think that your person's also figuring out how to communicate this in a more healthy way, as much as sometimes you can say things, you can take a stand for yourself, but it might be hurtful to the people around you, or it might be in a very unhealthy way. You might even kind of overcorrect and go into the shadow extreme. So it's kind of about finding that balance, which is why we have Temperance coming through. And it looks like your person is very, very careful about treading that path, about just being on that path where there's a beautiful balance between, yes, I am taking a stand for myself, but I am also cognizant of how my actions are going to affect the people around me. And I think that's very, very healthy and very beautiful energies coming through, and I also think that it's also a layer of security that's coming through within themselves for them to think this way. So overall, I feel that your person is stepping into very, very confident, very healthy energies, and more importantly, they're building their self-esteem, they're building their self-worth apart from the situation or from this group of people. And it's bit by bit, it's a foundation that has to slowly start building, but they're doing it. They're doing it, and this is what they wish you would know. All right. Let me get you one message or one advice. You might be very, very upset with this situation, or the energy is so powerful. You might be very upset with either this group of people or this situation, and you might feel like you have to do something to protect your person. I feel, this, like the minute I saw that card, it's like something in me roared, like, you feel the injustice and you want to take a step forward. You want to protect your person, but the energy coming through is this is your person's battle. As much as you can step forward for your person, it looks like this is their journey of learning how to take a stand for themselves. Like, yes, absolutely, you can come forward, you can be their protector, but in this situation, at this point in time, it might be helpful for you to be their companion, by their side, rather than stepping forward to protect them. And it's understandable, that need in you, because you love them so much, you care for them so much, you want to step forward, and you want to protect them. But I think that at this point, what your person's journey is that they have to learn how to protect themselves, you know? And so what you can do is be by their side, give them strength that way, rather than fighting their battles for them, all right? That is a very, very big energy coming through, because even with this, the message coming through is you can protect them, yes, this one time or the next time, but a person needs to learn how to do it for themselves. You know, they need to learn how to stand up for themselves. And the more important thing is, as they're doing this, they're building their own self-esteem, they're building their own self-worth. It's that process that your person is going through. It's not about the battle by itself. It's what your person is learning and how they're transforming through this that they have to go through. And they can only go through that if they fight their own battles at this point in time. You know, because if you do that, you step in, you're curbing their growth. You're not allowing them to completely finish that transformation. All right. So you can be by their side as a companion, but not fight their battles for them. All right. That's the energy that's coming through. That's the message that's coming through for you at this point in time. All right. Tattoo, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you were looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. I can check the details in the description box below. But if this is where you'd like to leave me, then I just want to say thank you so much for all your love and positive energy, whether it's with the like, share, subscribe, comments, the tips to send in watching my page ads. Those are the ways that I feel your love and positive energy, and I'm really, really grateful for it. How to take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.